The clock with the walls in its house. The house with the walls in its clock? The walls with the clock in its house? The house with the clock in its walls? Well, that's dumb. Hey everyone, Daniel here, and I just got back from seeing The House with the Clock in Its Walls. Based on the 1973 book by John Bellairs, and from Grindhouse director Eli Roth, starring Jack Black, who's in, well, pretty much everything, and Cate Blanchett from Thor Ragnarok. And before I proceed, I just want to point out and apologize that in my Predator review, I said that Jacob Tremblay from that movie plays the young boy in this movie, when in fact, it's Owen Vaccaro, who does a pretty good job, by the way. A lack of research on my part. The performances are pretty solid from almost everyone in this movie. The child acting can be kind of iffy, and at times they just feel like they could be reading from the script. One of the boys in this movie actually plays the boy from God of War, and will actually be in the upcoming Jonah Hill directed movie mid-90s. I did my research that time. Director Eli Roth even makes a cameo. The story in this movie is about Lewis, a boy whose parents die and is sent to live off with his uncle Jonathan. While living with him, Lewis discovers that his uncle is actually a warlock and wants to learn magic from him. Afterwards, Lewis practices a dark spell which makes everything spiral out of control. I think the story is fine for what it is. It kind of feels like a movie you would find on Disney Channel, or a straight-to-video Halloween movie for kids. It's not bad, just alright. There are some good jokes in this movie that aren't really hammered into your head, except for one toilet humor joke that gets old pretty quickly. Jack Black is great in this, as he usually is, and Cate Blanchett just kicks ass. They both have a great relationship and do a good job as acting as mentors to Lewis while also seeming like experienced witches. I like the 1950s setting in this movie. Everything from the people's fashion sense to the vehicles everyone drives. It's really a nice attention to detail for that time period. There's also some 1950s music sprinkled in there. The score also helps to build the atmosphere, using organs to make you feel like you really are in a haunted mansion. To see the director go from this to this is pretty jarring, but Roth handles the task nonetheless. There is a scene in this movie involving old toys coming to life that may scar little kids. There are also a few weird uses of CGI, but they're over pretty quickly. Like I said earlier, this film is nothing to rush out and see. Maybe wait for the DVD release for this one. But if you want some family-friendly fun just in time for the Halloween season, then this is a pretty decent addition for your list. This movie is an hour and 45 minutes long, and it doesn't feel like it overstays its welcome. I saw this movie in a Dolby theater, and I really don't think it's worth it outside of a couple uses of the surround sound. If you do decide to go out and see this movie, I think a regular theater should do just fine. So those were my thoughts on The House with the Clock in Its Walls. Please let me know what you guys thought of this video and what I can do better in the future. Let me know what you thought of this movie if you've seen it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.